Seahawks on the NFL on Fox. A packed stadium to see this matchup between the Rams and the Seahawks. It should be a good one. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the NFL on Fox. I'm Sam Rosen, along with my favorite defensive lineman, Bill Moss. Today, a good one. The Seattle Seahawks, one of the surprise teams early in this NFL season, 2-0. And people are asking everywhere, Bill, are the Seahawks for real?
Well, Sam, it's a long season, but I know two things that are for real. One, Matt Hasselbeck has bought into Mike Holmgren's system. He has cleared his hard drive of everything he's known about quarterbacking and is downloading Holmgren 9.0. And the other side of it is the defensive side of it. These guys are aggressive, and it starts with their defensive coordinator, Ray Rhodes. He has come in and he's told his guys, drink the juice because I'm going to drink it first. And they've bought into it. They're a hard-nosed bunch with 10 takeaways in the first two games.
Now, they'll be tested today by the St. Louis Rams, who won in overtime against a good San Francisco team last week. We know the story of the Rams at quarterback. Marc Bulger is the #1 quarterback for now, having taken over for Kurt Warner. But there's more to the offensive changes for the Rams.
Well, there is. Then they come on third down and watch the blitz. They bring a bunch of people here on the blitz. There it is. They adjust outside. Looker again on the hot route. Quick slant outside. Bulger 2 for 2 against the blitz. Outstanding.
Two tight ends, two backs. The wide receiver is Bruce, and the toss to Marshall Faulk. Very little on the play, no gain. Randall Godfrey was there, the middle linebacker, who played 4 years with Dallas and 3 with Tennessee before coming to the Seattle Seahawks with the tackle on Marshall Faulk. And Lucas was in on the play as well.
A toss sweep by the Rams. How about that, Sam? The Rams, a toss sweep. Huh? Is that not amazing? But Mike March is doing the right thing, because look over the years in the run game, percentage of offensive run, 99 and 2000, it was 41% run. And it's been a gradual decline until this moment.
Second and 10, and no gain again. As the Seahawks are there, Cedric Woodard, who's playing for the injured Norman Hand, number 98, made the tackle, fourth-year man out of Texas. Seahawks picked him up on waivers in 2000 for Baltimore.
Well, let's take a look at this. This side of the line here should be getting a heck of a push against these guys. But what they do, Seattle, is they string this out very effectively. Look at the speed and the push upfield right there. Kiefer, he got a push on the tight end and pushed that into the backfield across the line of scrimmage. And you can't hit the perimeter if you're controlling the perimeter.
Rams have to get to the 15 for a first down. Bulger gets time, and the pass is complete to Torrey Holt down at the 10-yard line. First catch of the game for Torrey Holt. On the 11th play of the drive, it's a 14-yard pickup.
Torrey Holt, he'll beat you when it's man-to-man and when he's got zone. Watch him feel where the opening in the zone is. Is that not perfect? That was perfect what you want your receiver to do. Get the feel of where the opening, where the window in the zone is. Torrey Holt sat right down in it. What was even more impressive was the throw by Bulger. He saw it right away and hit it, Sam.
First and goal from the 10. The handoff is to Lamar Gordon. Fights his way to about the 7. Rashad Moore, number 95, the rookie from Tennessee, is in making his NFL debut on the defensive line for the Seahawks.
The one thing I notice about this defense is how they swarm to the ball. I want you to watch the number of people that are around the ball when they come here. There he is, held up. Watch everybody. Look at him. Look at that. There's bodies flying around. When you get your defense to swarm like that, you're going to be good.
Second and goal from the 7. Bulger rolling, looking, throwing deep, and throws it away. Bruce and Holt were in the same area, and there was a big crowd side of the end zone, and Bulger just threw it high and out of bounds.
That's what's different. I want you to come back and take a look at this. This is good. This is good stuff here. I want you to watch the protection of the Rams. How many people stay in to protect? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because this is going to be a 2-receiver set route. Watch to their side. These guys are all protecting. Is that the Rams you know?
The change. Faulk in the backfield. 3 wide receivers in. 3rd and goal. Blitz coming. Quick toss. Touchdown, Isaac Bruce. Oh, Marc Bulger, what a release. With the blitz coming, Bulger got rid of it in a finger snap and hit Isaac Bruce for the touchdown, and the Rams take the lead.
Marc Bulger is 3 for 3 against the blitz, Sam, and they understand what's coming. They're controlling the tempo of this game by the run, setting up the pass. They're maximum protecting, and then when they come with the blitz, they're burning them. That time, Isaac Bruce hit the hot route. Bulger found him.
Jeff Wilkins' extra point is good. Isaac Bruce with his first touchdown of the season. 14 plays for the Rams, 63 yards. It ends on the touchdown pass from Bulger to Bruce. Penalty, which will be assessed on the kickoff. And as you look at the great Isaac Bruce, he was ready, and a great pass from Bulger. There's the new daddy, Shaun Alexander, after getting to the stadium after the birth of his first child. He's stretched out, and he's in the lineup and received a huge ovation. Bill, your son, Billy, was born on a game day. What was that like?
Well, it was interesting day.
Yeah?
Interesting day. I checked with him before. I said, is it okay if I play in the game? And I said, kick the stomach twice. And he gave me 2 kicks. And
there you go.
I went.
2 tight ends in. Alexander turns the corner. How about that? To celebrate the birth of his daughter. Tommy Polley pulled him down, but that's a first down to pick up a 12 up to the 32-yard line.
You know, this guy is a guy that you're not always sure what he's going to do once he gets the ball in his hand. But when he does get it in his hand, he has a knack for finding daylight. It's not always as you want it drawn up. You know, you draw up plays and you have arrows going this way and that way, and the tailback's supposed to go this way. He doesn't always go the way it's drawn up, so he'll find light.
Trying to follow Max Strong. He goes outside and finds plenty of light. And another first down up to the 48-yard line. 2 runs, 28 yards for Shaun Alexander. The Seahawks, who have been slow to start offensively in first quarters this season, have been better in the second quarter.
Well, you're going to get better when you run behind Walter Jones and Big Steve Hutchison, 76. That's a massive side of humanity on that side of the line of scrimmage. Just on that side alone. And you get that push, and they're outmatched weight-wise alone on that side.
The toss to Alexander. This time he slowed down, but fights his way across midfield. Picked up about 4 on the play. Ryan Pickett made the tackle for the Rams. Well, Mike Holmgren knew he was ready. Put him right in. Has handed him the ball 3 times.
Well, he does, but watch Max Strong right here, Sam. Max Strong is going to throw the block, and then he gets up inside of him, and then watch. If he follows him, it's there. But instead, he tries to cut back, and there's nothing there. Sometimes it works for him, and sometimes it doesn't.
Bryce Fisher is in at defensive end for the Rams, replacing Grant Wistrom. In trouble, Hasselbeck had it knocked away. The loose ball is recovered by the Seahawks. Leonard Little knocked the ball loose. And the Seahawks, Matt Hill, who's playing for Pork Chop Womack, Floyd Womack, who's been bothered by a turf toe, made the recovery.
I'm telling you, Leonard Little is one heck of a pass rusher. He plays the strong side end, defensive end spot, and he's an undersized guy, only about 260 pounds for an end, playing against big 300-plus tackles. And he is explosive and powerful and very, very underrated.
Lost back to the 36. Grant Wistrom back in, putting pressure on. Hasselbeck, nobody open, waiting, scrambling. Now lets it fly, and to empty space, it's incomplete. Great coverage by the Rams, and the Seahawks are forced to punt. Hasselbeck comes off, shaking his head a little bit. Holmgren was a little frustrated. Adam Archuleta gets congratulations from Lovie Smith, the defensive coordinator. Tom Rowan's third punt of the game. Juan Gross is back deep. This time the sun not in his eyes. Line drive kick. Gross from the 23. Alex Bannister, the first man down. He's the best special teams player the Seahawks have. The wide receiver flies down the field and makes a flying tackle. 41 on Fox. The toss to Marshall Faulk. He wiggles his way through the hole, gets up to the 37-yard line. There's a late flag. Rams have had scored touchdowns on their last 2 possessions. Ed Hockley now sorting things out here. Personal foul against the Seahawks. Ken Hamlin was upset with the call. The rookie safety, who's played so well early in the season.
I'm telling you, it's funny. I'm watching the Rams offensive line just firing off the ball. You know,
Number 26 came in and hit with the shoulder rather than the helmet. Therefore, there was no foul on the play. Second down.
Good job by the officials talking it over. They had the discussion, and obviously the majority of the officials felt it was a legal hit.
Boy, Ken Hamlin is a guy, too, that referees are going to keep an eye on, players are going to keep an eye on, and most important, wide receivers are going to keep an eye on him when they play the Seahawks. Ken Hamlin will hit you hard, boy.
2nd and 6, 2 tight ends in for the Rams. Bulger throws, and it's complete to Isaac Bruce up to 44. That's a first down for the Rams. Let's see what the Giants that lost to Dallas. Lamar Gordon goes all the way wide left. Bulger throws, finds Isaac Bruce at the Seattle 41-yard line. Hard hit by Reggie Tung, the safety, but Bruce with a 15-yard pickup, his 4th catch of the game.
You know, one thing that Mike Martz is very good at is creating windows and creating separation. I want you to take a look. Here, the tight end is going to come out, and he's going to drag through here, and he's going to take the linebacker with him. See it right there? Take the linebacker with him. And what that does is that opens a window that creates separation for Bruce. Mike Martz is very good at finding ways to create little windows.
3 wide receivers, 2 backs. Bulger throws. Isaac Bruce on the move inside the 15. Bulger has found his man that he wants, and they've got a magnetic connection going. Tung and Hamlin on the stop of Isaac Bruce.
Nothing like a little veteran savvy to dismantle all that rookie enthusiasm and effort. Look at the little shake right here. He sets him and he takes him underneath. That's just being a vet. I mean, that's all there is to it. You've been around 10 years. You've run that route so many times. And you've got a rookie corner, no matter how talented he is, no matter how much confidence he's playing with, you know how to set him up and work him.
Picked up 28, longest pass play of the season for the Rams. Here's Faulk outside. He's tripped up, falls forward to the 11-yard line. Marcus Trufant, the rookie cornerback, with another good tackle on Marshall Faulk. But again, Mike Martz sticking to the game plan, Bill, mixing it up.
And that was my question coming in. I was wondering, how long does he have the patience to stay with it? I'm going to tell you something. Mike Martz has checked himself. Mike Martz has humbled himself. Mike Martz is becoming a coach now because he is catering to what he has on the field, and he's finding a way to make it work. That's an enormous step.
2 tight ends in, Faulk. Nothing open, falls forward to the 10-yard line. Good job by the Seahawks of stretching out the play. And again, Lamar Gordon, who is basically a running back, trying to be the lead blocker as a fullback.
Look at this, Sam.
Wow, big edge to the Rams, time of possession.
Look, 6 minutes. I mean, heck, normally this team was able to strike so fast. But you know what this is doing? This is taking away all the turnovers that they were giving to teams the first 2 weeks, because they're controlling the ball and controlling the clock.
3 wide receivers in. Bulger being rushed, steps up, looking, being chased by John Randall, throws and throws it away. I want to correct something I said earlier. That 28-yard pass play to Bruce was not the longest of the season. They had a longer one to Torrey Holt earlier. Stand corrected there.
1, 2, 3. You know what that means?
Yes.
That means that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Staying in. That is a different offense. But I'm going to tell you what. Look at the scoreboard. Look at the time of possession. It's definitely more.
28-yard field goal attempt by Jeff Wilkins is right through out of the hold of Dane Looker. 15 passes, balanced offense. Wilkins kicking off, looking up into the sun. Maurice Morris from the 13. Waits for a couple of blocks and bursts through. Tripped up, falls forward across the 35. Good return for Maurice Morris. Chris Myers, what do you have on the sideline?
Well, Sean Alexander was carrying the ball well for the Seattle offense, and then they had problems going the other way. He's had big games in his career. Of course, now a father today. He had a 5-touchdown game, a 266-yard game, and some have wondered why he isn't more consistent. And he laughs at that, saying, I need the carries. I'm not complaining, but in the West Coast offense, you take what you can get. But if he gets the ball more, look for him to try and break one. Sam?
3 wide receivers for Seattle. In motion is Alexander. Back strong in the backfield. Hasselbeck under pressure. Finds Bobby Ingram. Up to the 48-yard line. Robert Thomas, the middle linebacker, with the tackle. Ingram's first catch of the game. We're coming down to the 2-minute warning. Seattle Seahawks, the only touchdown they scored was when they recovered a muffed punt in the end zone. Their offense has not gotten untracked. The offensive mind of the Seahawks, the defensive mind of the Rams.
You know, the defensive mind of the Rams is Lovie Smith, the defensive coordinator, who came from Tampa Bay. He was an assistant coach down there, working with Herm Edwards and working with Tony Dungy. And they put in the Tampa Bay defense to beat then the Green Bay Packers, who were the cream of the crop in their division.
Hasselbeck in trouble. They've got him. Leonard Little picks up his 3rd sack.
Just manhandled the tackle, Matt Hill. Just absolutely manhandled Matt Hill. Look at the power and thrust. When you're taking a 300-pound offensive tackle and throwing him back on top of the quarterback, you're a man.
Leonard Little with his 3rd sack of the season.
Lovie Smith, we'll continue with that about the Tampa Bay and the connection and the things that he has done to try to instill that philosophy here with the St. Louis Rams.
Seahawks have to get to the Rams 42. Hasselbeck steps up, rolling, throwing, and he finds Corin Robinson. Flag on the play. Robinson with the diving catch against Aeneas Williams down at the 34-yard line.
But he stepped out of bounds. The receiver stepped out of bounds.
So he was an illegal receiver.
Yeah, you can't step out of bounds and then be the first to catch a pass.
Okay, that's the indication. And he stepped out on his own, was not forced out.
Yeah.
Receiver number 81 went out of bounds and then came back in and caught the ball. That's illegal touching. Offense number 81. 5-yard penalty, repeat 3rd down.
Out of bounds here.
Right
Touched
there.
the boundary. Great call, great pickup.
For 1st down. 3 wide receivers in. The 2 backs are Alexander and Strong. Flag on the play. Hasselbeck going deep. He's got a man. Darrell Jackson with a beautiful grab. 1st down, Seahawks at the 23-yard line. There is a flag, but I believe it's against the Rams.
Right.
Offside, defense, number 97. The penalty is declined, 1st down.
Tyoka Jackson, free play. Hasselbeck with a good pass and a 35-yard pickup.
Here's Rich Cody. And he's got to come outside over the top to help out on the cover 2. What he does is he gets occupied with his eyes inside looking at the slot receiver and doesn't get over there to help his corner.
On 1st down, Hasselbeck throwing too high for Corin Robinson. Just under a minute to go in the 1st half. Seahawks have 2 timeouts remaining. Travis Fisher, the coverage on Corin Robinson. Robinson, who made a public apology in the newspaper this week to fans, to officials, to his teammates about being late for the meeting. And he understands, he said he understands the responsibility of being a leader on the team and one of the top players. And he apologized as he was disciplined last week, did not play in the game in Arizona. Alexander to about the 18-yard line. And He'll bring up a third down. Brian Young made the stop for the Rams.
Boy, when they want some yards and they need to just pick up a couple of yards pounding the ball, they want to establish a run and say, here we are, stop us. They run right behind Walter Jones and Steve Hutchinson. I mean, it's just a great thing to see. Watch Hutch, he's right there. Look at the push he gets. He takes his man and just drives him right out of the way.
Seahawks have to get to the 13 for a first down. Hasselbeck pressured by Leonard Little, and he gets away. Chased by Wistrom, he throws to the end zone, incomplete. Off the hands of Corin Robinson. The Rams were all around him. They had three players in there, Little, Wistrom, and Thomas.
What an outstanding job by Matt Hasselbeck. Sam, this is like a circus act. He knows where the pressure is coming. Okay, the ball's in his right hand. As a defensive lineman, you're taught to swat the ball. Watch, he takes it and puts it in the other hand. They're all swatting at his throwing arm, and it's not there.
Bill, Matt Hill's having a lot of trouble with Leonard Little. Hill replacing the injured Floyd Womack. Pork chop is out with a turf toe. 36-yard field goal try. Josh Brown. The hold by Ruin. The kick is through. Josh Brown, the rookie out of Nebraska, is 4 for 4 this season on field goal tries.
That was a very, very important drive for the Seattle Seahawks, because they, up to that point, they hadn't done anything offensively. They've been stifled by St. Louis's defense. The only points they had were by the fumble, the muff in the end zone. That was it.
Seahawks trail by 7. Chris Myers is on the sideline. Chris, go ahead.
Well, you guys talked about Ken Hamlin, one of two rookies starting in the secondary. He's from Arkansas, where another hard-hitting safety, Steve Atwater, who of course played in the NFL, is from, and they keep in touch. And of course, Hamlin was named the NFC Defensive Player of the Week after his tough hits last week. He has a lot of nicknames, from Hammer, which he likes, to Hitman, but some guys say he doesn't only hit hard. They said he's everywhere on the field. In fact, they said he's like a Visa card. He's everywhere you want him to be. And speaking of Visa, the Visa halftime show is coming up once we hit the half. JB, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy will have scores and highlights from around the league. And the new sports ticker keeps you updated with up-to-the-second stats.
How was that as a smooth transition? Good job, Chris.
Only Chris Myers. You know, he's right about Hamlin, too. This guy, they'll have to call it CSI to examine you, because this guy will change your DNA.
Brown kicking it along the ground. Arlen Harris comes up to take it. Harris is pulled down by Kerry Carter up at the 32-yard line with 6 seconds remaining in the first half. And don't forget, following football today, Fox tonight.
Yeah, you like that? You want to stack now?
This is Sean Alexander of the Seattle Seahawks. Sean helps the United Way build stronger communities by participating in programs that help strengthen families.
In the morning when we wake, the sun comes out. The sun comes out and dances for the birds and the bunnies.
Bravo, Sean.
The Rams have shown a balanced offense and taking a 17-10 halftime lead. We'll return to Seattle for the start of the second half after these words and a message from your local Fox station.
A little bit, because it's new to him. The blocking is new to him. But the most impressive thing is look at the time of possession. 20 minutes to 10 for the Rams. That's amazing. That's something they haven't done in a long, long time.
Josh Brown kicks off. Arlen Harris on the return. Straight up the middle, tripped up and falls forward to the 24-yard line. Moments ago, Chris Myers caught up with Seahawks head coach Mike Holmgren.
Mike, ready for the third quarter. You end the second half with a field goal, but you're still trailing. What should we look for?
Well, you know, we got to do a better job protecting the quarterback for one thing, and we got to get some pressure on them. They've done a nice job of allowing Bulger to get comfortable, and we got to kind of stop that. But we got to get something going offensively. Right now, they've kind of shut us down pretty good. But I felt better about how the first half ended.
All right, thanks for your time, Mike.
Okay.
Right.
No sacks in the game for the Seahawks. Rams from the 24 with Falk and Gordon in the backfield. Anamaliuna, the tight end. The play fake by Bulger, who was 12 for 15 in the first half, and now he's 13 for 16 as he hits Torrey Holt, and he's wrestled out of bounds. Forward progress spotted at the 41-yard line. First down for the Rams as they come out throwing.
And that's what Mike Holmgren's talking about. Look at the time Bulger's had in this pocket. Look at that. There's no pressure. That's a perfect pocket. That's why I call it a pocket. That's what it is. And nobody's around him. Nobody distorting his view of things downfield. No pressure breathing down his neck, somebody grabbing at him. Just sitting back there and waiting for his receivers to come open.
Very comfortable. Two tight ends in for the Rams. Short drop by Bulger. Hit as he throws. Great catch by Torrey Holt. At the 44-yard line of the Seahawks. Simmons and Trufant with the hit on Torrey Holt. They combined for the hit, but Holt holds on.
Mike Holmgren says, hey, he has too much time. Let's get after him. So they bring the linebackers, and it gets picked up. See the blitz come? It gets picked up, and a completed pass. Marc Bulger against the blitz. Very, very effective today.
30 yards in 2 plays for the Rams. This is Falk. He has some blocking, but he picks up nothing. Good job done there by the Seahawks. He had both tight ends to the right side. He had a couple of linemen blocking in front of him, and the Seahawks broke it up.
They had no blocking in front of him. They didn't. They tried to have blocking in front of him. They tried to move the tight end outside wide, and then they bring him in motion. And they missed the block on a little defensive back. They've got to get better in that area. And that's a hard.
And Marshall Falk hurting on the play as he goes to the sideline. Lamar Gordon is the tailback. The fullback is Chris Massey. And this is Gordon behind Massey. Good hole, and Gordon takes it down to the 32-yard line, and he's got enough for a first down. Flag on the play. We'll check that out.
Offside defense, number 94. The penalty is declined. The play results in a first down.
That's Chad Brown, the linebacker, who came up, and again to the sideline on the Rams side. Marshall Falk bent over, being checked out by the trainer.
Could be some kind of hand or finger injury.
Gordon, the lone setback. 2 tight ends in for the Rams, who have a first down at the Seahawks 33. Everybody out. Bulger with time, going for the end zone. Isaac Bruce just missed. Kenny Hamlin, the rookie safety, covering Isaac Bruce, and did a pretty good job.
Absolutely he did. And the most impressive thing was watch how he plays him. He's giving him some space, and then he turns with him and picks him up right then when the corner lets him go, Lucas. I tell you, he may have got away with one there.
Little push there?
Well, yeah, what he did was he stuck his arm out just to block him, like an arm bar, to keep him from the receiver from finishing his path.
2nd and 10. 3 wide receivers in for the Rams. Bruce goes in motion. Outside of Torrey Holt. Couple of blockers. Got some room. Nice cut. First down. Inside the 20 to the 19. Ken Hamlin made the tackle. A nice little gadget play by the Rams. Picked up 13.
What a good mix. I mean, you know, they're running the ball. They'll take their shots downfield. Little screen here. A lot different than what we've seen earlier in the season, first 2 games from the Rams, when they were coming out and just throwing the ball all over the place.
Lamar Gordon, the lone running back. 2 tight ends in. Bulger being pressured. Short over the middle. Big hit. But the catch made by Lamar Gordon out of the backfield. No, it's ruled incomplete. He did not possess the ball when he went down. Big hit by Chad Brown.
And that was Lamar Gordon's fault. Because watch what he does here, Sam. He goes down, and when he gets hit right here, he sticks the ball up in the air, and it falls down. When he hits the ground, same thing in the end zone, same thing on the sidelines. That was a great call. When he goes down to the ground, the ball moves. And it's where the ball is when you're on the ground.
Bulger now 15 for 20. Steps up, finds Gordon again, and he's brought down on the play. Good tackle by Anthony Simmons. That'll bring up a 3rd down. Marshall Falk is heading to the locker room. Pulling that left hand. That seems to be the problem. And he'll be checked out. Ball's at the 15-yard line. 3rd and 6. As Falk goes to the locker room, the Rams send in 3 wide receivers. Lamar Gordon is set back. Brandon Manumaleuna is in the backfield with him. Bruce in motion. Here comes the blitz. Quick toss, incomplete. Marcus Trufant all over Dane Looker, who gets up yelling for a flag, but I think Trufant did a good job staying with him. No flag on the play.
Blitz game. They're down there around the 10-yard line. They bring the blitz, and it's an adjustment. That's the hot route. And I'm going to tell you what, it should have been a pass interference call because Marcus Trufant had the right arm pinned of Dane Looker and actually spun him around.
You're right, Bill. This will be a 33-yard attempt. Looker is the holder. Wilkins will try. The kick on the way, and it is good. So the Rams come out to start the second half, march deep into Seahawks territory, settle for 3 points. Leonard Little has 2 sacks in the game today, 4 on the season. And he's matched up against second-year man Matt Hill. Hasselbeck on first down, swinging it out to Sean Alexander. Gets up to the 28-yard line. Leonard Little has been outstanding since being moved from linebacker to defensive end.
Yeah, you know what? Look at the size of his hips, Sam. And you know, I know you're not usually a guy that looks at hips, but they're small. You know. And normally your defensive end and defensive linemen have big hips. And those big hips enable them to take on offensive linemen that are over 300 pounds. This guy does it with a very small waist and small hips and has a great explosion. Look at him. There he is.
Oh, terrific.
Did you see that?
By Pisa Tinui Samoa, breaking through to take down Sean Alexander. Leonard Little was there as well.
Did somebody order a pizza? Watch Little. Watch him blow up the gap. And look at him. That's explosion. When you're into the offensive lineman, the tight end, and you're pushing him back on your way to the ball, he's just getting him out of his way. Look at the pipes on him, too.
Last year he had 12 sacks. The year before, 14. He's got 4 already this year. 3 wide receivers in on 3rd down for Seattle. Short drop by Hasselbeck. Takes it, runs into Adam Archuleta, goes down, but it looks like he got enough for a first down. Good strength by Matt Hasselbeck. Time for a game break. On first down, Hasselbeck with a good job of picking up the first down. The toss to Alexander, cut it back. You saw what Bill was talking about there. The blocking went left, and Alexander cut back to the right.
Well, see, that's actually, that was okay that time.
Yeah.
Then the reason being, Sam, is because you're not going to get to the outside of St. Louis's defense. There's a lot of speed on defense. Look at the guys. Look at them flow. And he had to change direction because they are so fast to get to the perimeter. You'd like to get them going one way and then come back the other way.
5 DBs in for St. Louis. Rich Cody has come in. 3 wide receivers for Seattle. On second down. Short drop. Hasselbeck for Robinson. Drop. Fans wanted a flag on the play. No flag comes down. Wide receivers have caught only 2 passes in the game for Seattle this afternoon. Chris Myers on the sideline.
Well, the latest on Marshall Faulk, he is right now getting an X-ray. He has a fractured left hand, and we're awaiting the results of the X-ray, and that'll obviously dictate whether he is able to return or not. Sam, Bill?
Okay, thank you, Chris. That's got to be concern for the Rams. Seattle brings in 4 wide receivers. Alex Bannister is in, along with Bobby Ingram. On third down, Hasselbeck dropped by Corin Robinson. It was in his hands. 2 men were there, Archuleta and Thomas. And the play broken up. And the Seahawks offense still struggling to get going.
Well, he had it here. Watch, a little short motion to the inside. And right there, you stop and you settle down underneath the zone of the linebackers. He was wide open. And he caught the ball with his body. See him go up with his body like that, Sam? He didn't catch it with his hands. He was anticipating a hit by the linebackers, and the ball bounced off his shoulder pads.
Tom Ruins, the punt. Juan Gross is back deep for the Rams. Back pedals to the 14. Straight ahead and a good return. Juan Gross took a hit, lost the football, but it bounces out of bounds. Rams set up a good return. Bannister's the guy that the Rams want to take care of, and they took care of him, allowing Dewan Gross to return it 19 yards. Rams defense has done a heck of a job, Bill.
Well, you can just take a look at the numbers there. And the big thing about it is that this Rams defense was built for this offense. They built this offense down in Tampa Bay to take care of Mike Holmgren and the Green Bay Packers when they were in Green Bay and in the same division there. And it's working here again today.
Lamar Gordon gets a block from Chris Massey. Dropped the ball as he hit the ground. It's ruled down. He was down by contact. He hit the ground. The ball popped loose. And the official rules it down by contact. That is not a reviewable play. And the ball will be spotted at the 35. He's down.
Did anybody touch him? This isn't college. Knee down. Did anybody touch him?
I thought he was tripped up. You didn't?
Well, I didn't see it right there in the thing. I mean, obviously there was something that occurred in there. Those bodies flying around, but I couldn't see it from that spot.
Two tight ends in for the Rams. Cam Cleland and Brandon Manamaliuna. Lamar Gordon alone setback with Falk out of the lineup injured. Holt in motion. Short drop. Bulger finds Holt. Up to the 45-yard line. That's a Rams first down. Reggie Tung with a tackle. 5th catch of the game for Torrey Holt. Picked up 12 on the play.
Well, that's just a mismatch right there. I mean, that's all that is. You have Torrey Holt and you have a linebacker, Anthony Simmons, out on him. Now, quite a credit to Anthony Simmons that he has the capability, but when you walk a linebacker out on a wide receiver, normally advantage wide receiver.
Chris Massey is in at fullback for St. Louis. Done a good job blocking. Second-year man out of Marshall. Play fake. Bulger has time. And a wide open Cam Cleland falls down, then he's touchdown at the Seahawks 34-yard line. Randall Godfrey touched him down. Cleland wide open on the play. Pickup of 21 on the play as the Rams continue to move the ball.
Boy, was that nice. First of all, it was a play action pass by the Rams. And then Isaac Bruce really cleared everybody out downfield, and they let Cam Cleland just deep crossing route. And Bruce took all the defenders deep with him. That's what created the opening, Isaac Bruce.
3 wide receivers for the Rams. Inside to Gordon. Nice cut. Gordon tripped up on the play by Ken Hamlin. Falls forward to the 22-yard line. A first down.
Now, I asked you, Sammy.
Yes?
I asked you. Is that a fullback?
He's a pretty good running back, isn't he?
I tell you what, take a look at that move he just put out there.
You know what? He wants to get on the field.
Oh, and that move, that little jitterbug move, he avoided the tackle. Take a look at this right here. Right point there. Out the back door, slammed on the brakes, and stopped on a dime.
And if Falk has a fractured hand, he's going to see the ball a lot.
Fluid runner, no question.
First down at the 22. Bruce went in motion. The roll, the fake. Bulger looking, waiting. Nobody open. He throws it away. He's outside the pocket, and he can throw it away without being called for intentional grounding.
You know, I got to tell you, I'm very impressed with Mike Martz. I don't think that you can speak enough about him, about what I'm seeing here today. And to me, it's really amazing. It may just be, you know, if you're just a football fan, the Rams are playing and they're doing this, but if you get into the schematics of the game and how things are done, this is completely different. This is a completely different offense.
Is part of it the different quarterback, too?
Well, I don't think so. I mean, Kurt Warner could run this offense. If you're handing the ball off a lot and play action.
Going at a shotgun for the first time. Gordon dropped it, picked it up on a bounce, and scrambles forward to the 19-yard line. Good bounce right back into the hands of Lamar Gordon.
And here's another little change up for him.
Whoop, never had it. Actually spotted at the 18-yard line. Brings up a third down. Have to get to the 12 for a first down. Rams put in 3 wide receivers. And the Seahawks counter with 6 defensive backs. Crowd gets loud. Big third down play for the Rams. Isaac Bruce in motion, end around. Has a blocker, McCullum. And he's knocked out of bounds, short of the first down at the 16-yard line. Chicky O'Keefer and Ken Hamlin chased him out of bounds.
They're chewing up the clock. They are keeping Mike Holmgren's offense on the sideline with their 3 potent wide receivers and the things they do. They're on the sideline. They're drinking Gatorade. They're not allowed on the field. And they're making the drive, chewing up the clock, and putting points at the end of the drive.
33-yard field goal try from Jeff Wilkins out of the hold of Dane Looker. Wilkins 2 for 2 in the game. 6 for 6 on the season. The kick on the way is right through.
Sam, the only thing that can beat this kind of offense that the Rams are showing right now are the old Rams.
In a league that is all about what have you done for me lately, take a look at the backups in this game at quarterback. Trent Dilfer and Kurt Warner. Super Bowl winning quarterbacks in successive Super Bowls, but they're at opposite ends of playing the reserve role. Dilfer seems settled in behind Hasselbeck. Warner thinks he'll get to start at some point again behind Marc Bulger. But it's really all about waiting for your turn, whether you're on top or not. Still, Warner and Dilfer both know they're just a snap away from getting back in. But for each of them, it must seem like a lifetime away. Sam, Bill?
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Chris. You know, I used to get to tell those stories a lot and, you know, just interject some stuff and talk about the guys and things like that. I can't. Chris, you're taking it all now.
He's down on the field. He's where the action is. That was before the game. The acknowledgement between Kurt Warner and Trent Dilfer. 2 classy gentlemen. Now have to sit back and watch as Matt Hasselbeck and Marc Bulger lead their respective teams. Wow. Sean Alexander is split out wide to the right for Seattle. Hasselbeck on first down. Runs for it. Chased, and Tommy Polley pulls him down at the 35-yard line. Polley is the elder statesman of the 3 linebackers for the Rams. He's a 3rd-year man. Robert Thomas, the middle linebacker, is a 2nd-year man. And Piso Tino Isamoa is a rookie. And they have got some fast and active linebackers. It's been part of this rebuilding, retooling of the defense. At the 35-yard line. 2 tight ends in. Hasselbeck. Corin Robinson gets up to the 43-yard line.
Talk about retooling it. We've talked about the Tampa connection. Well, they're building it here. Adam Archuleta is John Lynch. You can see it coming together. Right there, our Pisa man, he is Derek Brooks. Also, Robert Thomas, well, he's Hardy Nickerson. They don't have a sap yet. They spent 3 first-round draft choices looking for a defensive tackle to be sap, and they're also looking for a Rondé Barber as well.
They want, they'd like Damian Lewis to be their sap. The rookie Jimmy Kennedy has not come along the way they had hoped. Their first-round draft pick out of Penn State.
I'm not too sure about that young man.
Yeah?
No, they're not.
Some question, but it's early.
Also, Ryan Pickett, you know, he's in the mix. They spent some guys. They've been looking for a sap. They've been looking for someone to change the complexion of the game from the interior line position. And also, they need one of those young corners to come dominant.
2nd and 12. Hasselbeck, the whistle will play dead. Looks like a false start on the Seahawks.
False start, offense. Number 81, 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Seahawks have been guilty of some mistakes today, including a couple of penalties, and one big penalty when the Rams were going to punt. Seahawks jumped offside or drew the Rams offside, and that led to continuation of a drive in which the Rams went in for a touchdown.
Well, I got to tell you, Sam, I think the young corners so far in this game for St. Louis Rams have done an outstanding job. When you think of the threesome, the trio over there with Corin Robinson, Darrell Jackson, and Bobby Ingram.
Here's the 2nd down play. Hasselbeck, nobody open, scrambles around, gets rid of it to Max Strong, and the Rams are there. Tino Isamoa and Jeremitrius Butler combined for the tackle. Well, Butler and Fisher, the cornerbacks, have done a good job. Fisher has had some problems early in the season. Don't forget, Jason Sehorn will be back in a couple of weeks to add depth to that secondary.
And you might see some changes when Jason Sehorn comes back, too. You may see Aeneas Williams back at one of the corner spots.
Could be. 4 wide receivers for the Seahawks. They have to get to the Rams 48 for a first down. Pressure on Hasselbeck. Gets loose, throws. Completes to Corin Robinson. First down at the Rams 44. That was a big completion. Grant Wistrom had Hasselbeck for a moment, and Hasselbeck got loose.
Well, this is a heck of a job by Hasselbeck avoiding the pressure. Here's Wistrom right here. Watch him get upfield and around the tackle, Walter Jones. But watch this right here. Demetrius Butler's looking back at the rush. He says, oh, they got him. It's a sack. It's a sack.
Yep.
He lets his man go. You can't look back at the quarterback and see what's happening.
18-yard pickup, play fake. Hasselbeck throws again, wide open to Tulamili. The tight end fights his way down to the 17-yard line. First time that Hasselbeck has gone to the tight end. Time winds down on a 22-yard pickup for the Seahawks as they threaten. Third quarter coming to an end. Rams with a 23-10 lead. Seahawks threatening. We'll be back after the...
They've moved it downfield. They've had some good matchups. They're getting the ball to the wide receiver, something they haven't done throughout the game. And it's working for them now.
First down at the Rams 18. Alexander and Strong in the backfield. Sean Alexander following Max Strong. And nothing there. The Rams close. 1-yard pickup. Leonard Little chased down Sean Alexander.
You know, Max Strong is not only a great name for a fullback. I mean, that's a football player.
Yes,
Max Strong. And he is strong in so many ways. The guy's been around here 11 years in Seattle. He's blocked for 3 1,000-yard rushers. Three different 1,000-yard rushers. And Chris Warren, Ricky Waters, and Sean Alexander. And every one of those years he's come to camp, he's been a guy that's been on the bubble. And he's always heard it. And actually, a lot of times when you're one of those guys and you have that, it's all about his drive and inspiration.
Hasselbeck overthrows Darrell Jackson. As he went to the end zone, he threw too far. Demetrius Butler was covering Darrell Jackson, who caught 2 touchdown passes last week in Arizona.
Yeah, I didn't like that call.
Why?
Yeah, it's second and long, it's 2nd and 8, and you take a shot at the end zone. You know, I'd rather have you create a third and manageable situation, and then you're at about the 10-yard line, and you can go for a first down or the touchdown. It's all the same in there.
3 wide receivers. Sean Alexander split wide out left, comes in motion. On 3rd and 8, Hasselbeck gets time. Nobody open. Throws for the corner. Touchdown! Darrell Jackson got open. He beat Aeneas Williams on the play. The offense with their first touchdown of the game. And this one gets tight as we start the 4th quarter.
And that's all credited to the offensive line. I mean, you know, I could have sat back there and made that throw. There was nobody around the guy. Nobody even across the offensive lineman, on the other side of the offensive lineman. Outstanding protection by the offensive line for Seattle Seahawks, buying time for the receivers to get open. If you have that much time, advantage offense.
Josh Brown, extra point, is through. A 9-play drive for the Seattle Seahawks.
It's all up front. Take a look at that. No place to go. That's a 20 Mississippi rush. Touchdown, Seattle.
Jackson calling for it. Hasselbeck finds him. The Seahawks are within 6 points. The excitement building in Seattle. Darrell Jackson has caught another touchdown pass. He caught 2 last week. And the Seahawks within 6. Josh Brown's kickoff is short. Arlen Harris from the 15. Tries to take it outside. Is pulled down at about the 32-33-yard line. As the Rams go on offense, Chris Richard made the tackle for Seattle. Next week, Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader. We start off with the best pregame show anywhere. The Cardinals take on these Rams. The Lions battle the Broncos. There's other regional action. Coverage begins at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific on Fox. Minnesota's 3-0. San Francisco is leading in their game 12-0 over Cleveland, trying to go 2-1. Rams just across the 32, still without fault. The third is he's got a fractured left hand. 2 tight ends in. Cleveland in motion. Bulger rolling, looking, and throws it to the sideline complete to Isaac Bruce. And now it's ruled incomplete. Was he out of bounds? Two officials confer. And Ed Hockley discusses it with a field judge. Catch was made by Marshall Faulk, and then the officials both threw their hats along the sideline to mark the play.
The receiver, number 80, stepped out of bounds, was the first to touch the ball. However, he never reestablished inbounds. Therefore, by rule, when he touched the ball, it was simply an incomplete pass. It was not a foul. No foul on the play. Second down.
All right. Incomplete pass.
Stepping out of bounds. We just had this earlier.
Right.
When you step out of bounds, in order to reestablish yourself to be able to catch it, you have to be back in bounds, and the ball has to touch either a defender or somebody else. He can't be the first one.
Or it would have had to have been a foul to push him out of bounds, an illegal contact. Oh, the stadium is loud. Short drop, fake draw, deep over the middle, intercepted by Reggie Tung. He overthrew Brandon Manamaliuna. The 11th takeaway of the season for the Seattle Seahawks. Their defense does it again. Reggie Tung playing center field. The ball was there. He grabbed it. Interception, Seattle. Reggie Tung had 5 interceptions last season. He gets his 3rd of this season. First interception thrown by Marc Bulger. Seahawks from the 36. John Alexander. Nice run. Brought down by Rich Cody. Up at the 44-yard line. Pickup of 8 on first down.
And that's right at him. That was right at the Rams. Remember, we saw him earlier, Sam, trying to go to the left and trying to go to the right. Well, that plays into their team speed. This time, they just go right at the heart of the St. Louis Rams defense, and it separates them. And that way, that takes team defensive speed out of the equation.
2nd and 2. Alexander again straight ahead. First down. Tommy Polley with a tackle for the Rams. But are they still leaning toward the left side of the line with Hutchinson and Jones and Robbie Tobeck at center?
Oh, they're good. There's no question. They're stout there. Mike Holmgren, to me, is one of the best play callers in the league. And now that he's the head coach and doesn't have all the other titles and all that stuff, I think he's got more time to concentrate on that. And when he concentrates on that, there's not a defensive coordinator in the league that can compete with him.
Blitz coming. They pick it up. Hasselbeck going deep. Downfield for Corin Robinson, and it is intercepted. No, it's incomplete. Jeremetrius Butler almost picked it off, but the ball hit the ground. Great coverage by Jeremetrius Butler on Corin Robinson.
And we talked to Matt Hasselbeck, Sam, and he said, when I see one-on-one with Corin Robinson, I'll take chances with him that I won't take with other wide receivers. Because of his athletic ability and as fast as he is, they'll go, and I got to tell you,
Rams are going to challenge this.
Well, then if they do, they're going to lose, because it all comes down in reception. When you hit the ground, where is the ball? And when he hits the ground, it moves right there. And that makes it an incomplete pass.
Right.
Or in this case, an incomplete interception. Well, here's the play. You take a look at it at normal speed. It's very close. Looks like, hey, he's got it. He rolled over and came up with it. But when you slow that down and take a look, you're going to find what Ed Hockley has to say.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands as called. The player did not have possession of the ball. Incomplete pass. St. Louis is charged with their first timeout.
That wasn't a bad challenge, because there's the slow motion. Now watch when he comes down, and as he rolls over, watch between his legs. See the ball out? See it under there, loose?
Good call by the official, upheld on the replay review.
And just a great challenge. I mean, the whole thing was.
But don't forget, Butler made a great play, great coverage.
Butler, yeah, that's the thing that goes unnoticed why we're talking about all this and the technicalities of the game and what can. That was outstanding coverage, Sam. Good point.
2nd and 10, Seahawks at their own 47. Off the play fake, Hasselbeck. Wide open, Corin Robinson. He was inbounds. He made the grab at the Rams 40-yard line. Time for a game break. Thanks, JB. 13-yard pickup. Robinson's 3rd catch of the game. Seahawks on the move at the Rams 40. Alexander stopped. Fights his way for a couple of yards. Robert Thomas, the middle linebacker, made the tackle. Let's find out about Marshall Faulk. Chris, what do you have?
Well, not only did the Rams lose the challenge a moment ago, they lose their star running back. Marshall Faulk will not return. According to a team official, a possible 4th left metacarpal injury that's in the hand. So Marshall Faulk is out for the rest of the game.
And perhaps a lot longer than that.
Now, is that the proper injury that they're throwing out there, Sam, or is it a Mike Shanahan type of deal?
Hasselbeck throws. Bobby Ingram with a grab at the 27-yard line. Diving catch by the veteran Bobby Ingram. His 3rd year with the Seattle Seahawks.
This guy, Bobby Ingram, when he's your 3rd wide receiver, you're pretty doggone good. Watch him use his body, Sam. See him use his body and get it in front of the linebacker, Pisatina Isamoa. See him? He uses that. He takes him up, then he turns his body in and walls off the linebacker from the ball.
Robinson in motion from the 27. Stewart dropped the fake in the throw. It's caught by Tulamile, the tight end. Inside the 20 at the 17, close to the 17-yard line. And the Seahawks, who started from their own 36, just inside the 18, have a 2nd and 1. Mike Holmgren's offense is starting to roll after a very slow start in the game.
You know, at the end of the half, Leonard Little was dominating the rush over there with Matt Hill. Well, he's got some help now with the tight end side.
Alexander straight ahead for the 1st down.
Sam, and since then, we haven't seen much of a rush out of the St. Louis Rams. In the first half, Hasselbeck was running around for his life. He had pressure all over him.
You're right about that, and I correct myself. It was not a 1st down. He came up no gain on the play. So here's a big 3rd and 1 for the Seahawks. Maurice Morris comes into the lineup for Seattle. Max Strong and Maurice Morris in the backfield. On 3rd and 1. End around, Corin Robinson. Got the 1st down, out of bounds, inside the 15. How about that for a Holmgren call on 3rd and 1?
Well, he was lucky. Bryce Fisher missed the tackle. And who was out? Leonard Little was out of the game. Leonard Little's not in. Here's Bryce Fisher. He's got contained. You have to make that tackle. Hey, there's no 2 ways about that. If you're in the backfield, you're there. You had your feet underneath you. You've got to wrap up and make that.
1st down, Seahawks at the Rams 14-yard line. Alexander in the backfield. Jeremy Stevens, the tight end, in motion. Hasselbeck stumbled and is taken down by Robert Thomas, the middle linebacker.
Enough of that.
4th sack of the game for the Rams.
Lovie Smith says, enough of that. I'm bringing the boys. And he did. They bring the blitz.
But he stumbles right here, Bill.
Oh, well, he stumbles. He gets caught up there, but the blitz is still on. I mean, nobody blocks Robert Thomas.
He may have stumbled coming out from center. That happens a lot to quarterbacks because they're running out of there. And when you're pass blocking, your offensive line stepping back into your lap. But nobody picked up Thomas.
Fred Weary is in at cornerback for the Rams. Hasselbeck being rushed, throws over the middle short, and it's complete to Corin Robinson. Back to the 17-yard line. 4th catch of the game for Robinson. Walter Jones gets help to his feet. The Pro Bowl tackle limping on that right leg. Browns, a big 3rd and long coming up, have to get to the 4-yard line for a first down. 12th play of the drive for the Seahawks. As they're playing ball control now. Jackson in motion. The rush from Wistrom, he got taken down. Flag on the play. The throw is batted down by Fred Weary. But the penalty will be against Walter Jones for holding Grant Wistrom. Good quickness off the ball by Grant Wistrom.
Yeah, well, Walter Jones is hurting out there. And that's the thing, his leg's hurting. I mean, you saw the play before. Matt Hasselbeck had to help him up off the ground.
Holding offense, number 62. The penalty is declined. Brings up 4th down.
Call 62, Chris Gray.
Chris Gray is actually over on the other side right there.
All right, you got him there. Okay.
Jones gets. You're right. He didn't hold him. Gray was holding. Jones did a belly flop. He belly flopped Grant Wistrom.
So it's Chris Gray who gets called for the hold.
Grant Wistrom told us he said Walter Jones is the best offensive tackle in the league. And this is a guy that practices against Orlando Pace every single day.
Penalty declined. Seahawks go for a 35-yard field goal try by Josh Brown, and it is no good. He missed wide right. Rams from their own 25-yard line, leading by 6. Anamalayuna chips. Lamar Gordon tries to take it outside. He stumbles to the sideline, goes out of bounds up the 30-yard line. Reggie Tung tripped him up, and Gordon stumbled out of bounds. Lamar Gordon is a 3rd-round pick last year out of North Dakota State. Good receiver out of the backfield. He's a valuable running back, stepping in with Marshall Faulk-Hurting.
If the Rams can have the same drive they had on their first touchdown drive, 8-minute possession, this game will be over.
Put it away. Chris Massey is the fullback. Gordon, no gain. Good job inside by the Seahawks defense.
Well, if Gordon is now the tailback, that means Massey comes in at fullback. Now, I want you to watch. There's no movement there. When your fullback gets knocked back, that's time to get him out of there. No question about it. They need a fullback, Sam. If they're going to continue with this offense, they have to develop either Curley, or they go out in the youngster out of Eastern Washington, or they've got to go find one.
3rd and 4. Seahawks showing blitz. It comes. Flag on the play. Listen to this crowd. Outside to Gordon. Good tackle on the play by Ken Lucas. The 3rd-year cornerback stepped up and took the feet out from underneath Lamar Gordon. And a good defensive stop by the Seahawks defense.
But yeah, that's a big-time play. Ken Lucas is an underrated guy as well. Seattle Seahawks have the making of a good secondary. Youngsters all the way around. Lucas only in his 3rd year. You have Ken Hamlin there, Marcus Trufant, Chris Richard when he comes back.
Second punt of the game for Sean Landeta. Gets it away, and it's a good one. Bobby Ingram from the 18. He's got some room. Makes one-man miss. Slipped the tackle. Gets up to the 32-yard line. Nice return by Bobby Ingram. 52-yard punt by Sean Landeta. 14-yard return.
In his offense.
They start from the 32. The Seahawks do. Hasselbeck pressured, swings it out to Alexander, and he's taken down. Ryan Pickett, the defensive tackle, was there. And slow to get up is one of the defensive backs. Being helped up is Aeneas Williams, who was also in on the stop.
Well, he was at the bottom of Ryan Pickett. Ryan Pickett did an outstanding job of sniffing out the screen. For a defensive tackle, you know, you sniff out the screen and then you get out there to try to tackle the thing, and he took Aeneas Williams out for one play.
Lost of 2 on that play. Maurice Morris in the backfield for Seattle. The play fake. Hasselbeck drops it off. It's knocked down. Ryan Pickett. 6'2", 310, got the left arm up and knocked the pass down.
Well, he may be 6'2" and 310, but those last two plays, he was even larger than that, buddy. Those were two big plays, sniffing out the draw, flattening down the line of scrimmage, holding them to 0 yards, and then coming back, actually a loss on that play, then coming back and getting a push in the pocket and batting the ball. That's the kind of defensive tackle they're looking for here in St. Louis, to be a sap ass to change the essence of a game.
Seahawks have to get to the 42. Everybody out. Hasselbeck in trouble. Starts to run. Looking. He's not going to get to the front. Oh, he will. No, he comes up a little short. He made a great move that left 3 Rams on the ground. Thomas, Tino Samoa, and Lewis all went down on a great move, but Hasselbeck comes up a yard short.
Scrambling around, he really, I told you this guy can move. For a guy you don't think can run, he can make things happen. But watch, he's going to come up short here, and he doesn't know where he's at on the field. He puts the ball down. Now watch what happens. He gets up, he looks, he sees he's short, and he tries to push the ball forward. He gets up, he's short, and he bends over. Look, he goes up, he tries to push the ball forward to see if it's enough for the first down. Now, here's the big thing.
Morris out to the right. 3 wide receivers in. Max Strong in the backfield.
Hero or GOAT on this call right here.
Hasselbeck throws, knocked down. Great play by Aeneas Williams. Pass intended for Darrell Jackson. Williams comes up with a big defensive play.
I didn't like it, Sam. I didn't like it from the get-go. You don't put your team or you don't put your defense in that type of situation, the way the Rams have been controlling the clock. And, you know, heck, you're 10 yards away from the field goal here. And to pass it, when you spread them out and pass it with only 1.5 yards to go, if you're going to spread them out, do a quarterback draw or something. You know, get your 1.5 yards.
I know you didn't like it.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Not with that much time on the clock. Punt the ball away. Your defense has been playing rather well the last 2 possessions. Get it back and have a chance to win the game and walk home.
And a healthy Aeneas Williams makes a big play. 3 wide receivers for the Rams who can put the game away here. Bulger. Manamaliuna taken out of bounds at the 36-yard line. Marcus Trufant pulled him out. First catch for the big tight end.
Given the fact of how the Rams have played, even more so in this position, because right now they're sitting on it. Hey, I can run the clock down. I can do whatever I want. I can make Seattle burn their timeouts. I'll stay in the huddle for a long time. See, if you punt the ball away, you're in jeopardy of 3 and out and changing the field position back into the favor of Seattle. You gave that up when you went for it on 4th down.
And the Rams can make this a 2-score game by moving in for a field goal. Lamar Gordon. Oh, Chad Brown, a leaping tackle as he grabbed Lamar Gordon and pulled him down at the 34. And the Seahawks have called timeout using their 2nd. What a tackle by Chad Brown.
Well, he's back to playing to his old form. I can assure you that. God's been in the league 11 years. Missed last year with some injuries.
Broken foot.
Yeah, he was out for the most part, and he's back. And in the film I've watched of him, you wouldn't know he had any injuries, and you wouldn't know he's in his 11th year. This guy flat out flies all over the field. Monday night as well.
3rd and 3 for the Rams. Gordon goes in motion. Everybody out. Quick pitch. Batted up in the air, intercepted by Anthony Simmons. Dane Looker had the ball batted out of his hands, and Simmons comes away with the interception. Another takeaway by the Seahawks defense.
Enormous turnover. Seattle blitz, Sam, and Bulger has been effective all day long hitting the hot route. But this time when he hit the hot route, he had defenders whack him from 2 different directions. Look at him flying around out there. D.D. Lewis was in on it, and the ball gets tipped out of Dane Looker's hands. Bulger has hit the hot slant route all day long every time they blitz. Seattle set them up right there. They knew what they're going to do. We show blitz, we come with the blitz. The hot slant route's going to be open, and when it comes, I want you to knock that receiver into the dirt. They did. Ball pops up.
12 takeaways by the Seahawks. Hasselbeck, pump fake, throwing, wide open, Corin Robinson. Down the sideline, out of bounds. at the Rams 43-yard line. Nice fake, nice throw by Matt Hasselbeck.
Sam, what don't you do when you're playing defensive back? Look back at the quarterback. You don't do it. You don't do it. It doesn't matter. Stop looking for interception. Stop looking to make things happen. You stay in coverage with your receiver, your guy. You follow him all over the place. I don't care if he goes in the locker room to get a shower. Stay with him.
31-yard pickup. Seahawks go with 4 wide receivers at the Rams 43. Hasselbeck under pressure. Wide open is Bannister, but he's out of bounds. That'll bring up a second down. The Seahawks down by 6. The crowd going wild as they try to mount this comeback. They have 1 timeout remaining. Chant of Seahawks.
It's been a long time since Seahawks crowd has been this enthusiastic about their team, and it's great. The NFC West is one heck of a division with San Francisco and these 2 teams right here.
Alexander in motion. Quick pass, and Ingram never turned around.
He didn't see it.
The blitz was coming. He never saw it as Hasselbeck went for the hot man.
See, that's a case where you always hear the receivers and the quarterback have to be on the same page. The quarterback sees the blitz come. Ingram doesn't see the blitz come and continues to run his route. There's the blitz. He's got to break it off in the middle on the slant. The quarterback sees it. The receiver, Ingram, that time never saw it because the man was on the other side of the center. It's tough for the slot receivers to see on the other side of the center.
3rd and 10. Have to get to the 33 for a first down. Hasselbeck throws, and an open man is Bobby Ingram. He's got it this time. He saw it. He caught it. It's a first down at the 30. And one of the Rams is shaken up. It's Fred Weary. Weary left arm injury.
You know, that's faith in your receiver. That's faith in Bobby Ingram. That's working with him every day. That's knowing what type of person Bobby Ingram is. He missed the blitz for some reasons. But when your quarterback calls his number.
Played well. Now their lead is in jeopardy. From the 29, Alexander in motion. Hasselbeck, pressure, gets rid of it, and it's complete. Corin Robinson with a first down at the 15-yard line. Pressure from Leonard Little. Hasselbeck hangs in there under pressure.
That's, Sam, you're exactly right. Hasselbeck saw that, look, there's no help over here on Leonard Little this time. He's one-on-one with Hill, and he just blows right by him. Hasselbeck knows, he can see him coming out of the corner of his eye. He knows he's going to get whacked.
Straight ahead, Sean Alexander inside the 15 to about the 13. They've spotted the ball at the 16-yard line, and now we've come to the 2-minute warning.
Oh, it's getting good now, buddy.
Oh, is it ever. St. Louis with a 6-point lead, but the Seahawks are threatening. Takeaways have been a big factor in the success of the Seahawks early in the season. On 3rd down, a pass to Dane Looker, batted up in the air. Anthony Simmons intercepts, and the Seahawks have marched down the field to get into scoring position. 2 interceptions in the game for Seattle, 12 takeaways this season. 2nd down at the 13, 3 wide receivers in. Hasselbeck fakes, lobs one for Robinson, overthrown. He was double covered. Corin Robinson's had a big second half, 6 catches. All in the second half, 92 yards. But that time, 2 men covered him.
That's one thing Seattle did in the second half, Sam. They came out and they found some protection on the right side to help out the tackle, Matt Hill. And they also went a lot more 3 wide receivers. You know, they gave up on the dink and dunk and the piddly stuff with the runs. They wanted to come out and establish that they can throw the ball downfield.
Have to get to the 6 for a first down. Stevens in motion, the tight end. Hasselbeck in trouble. Flag on the play. Hasselbeck scrambling, looking, and throws it. Knocked away, incomplete. It was along the sideline, and Aeneas Williams covering Darrell Jackson. But I think the flag is going to be against Seattle. No. It's defensive holding.
Holding. Defense, number 66. 5-yard penalty, automatic first
Wow.
down.
This is something that Matt Hasselbeck was complaining about. He said the Rams are a team that holds on the defense. And this got called in a crucial spot.
To be kidding me. This, what? That happens all the time. That happens all the time. It's a new rule they tried to establish this year in the NFL. However, this happens all the time. And with a game on the line, to throw that and call that, I totally disagree.
He was holding Walter Jones, allowing Wistrom to get in. It's 1st and goal.
Walter Jones tackled Grant Wistrom 4 plays ago. Nobody called that.
Alexander slips a tackle. Fights his way inside the 5 to the 3-yard line. Aeneas Williams brought him down. Now time becomes a key element for the Rams. Brian Young slipped off. So did Tino Isamoa, and Aeneas Williams finally made the stop. Sean Alexander is a man who smells the end zone.
Look at that. Bill Collard's out there. He's hot. Lovie Smith is hot. They think this was a fabrication of Hasselbeck complaining to the officials.
2nd and goal. The play fake. Hasselbeck throws incomplete. Intended for a Tulamili, the tight end. Demetrius Butler had the coverage.
Well, this is a 2-down series. I don't care how much time's on the clock now. They've got 2 shots to get it into the end zone because obviously field goal won't help this matter.
Sean Alexander is the touchdown maker for the Seahawks. 3rd and goal from the 3. Alexander and Strong in the backfield. Alexander in motion. Hasselbeck throws. Corin Robinson, touchdown! A big takeaway by the Seahawks, a big drive, and they got a break on a penalty call against the Rams.
Complete. There's no sign of it there, which means rolling on the field stands, touchdown.
And looks like a good catch. There's nothing that you can see that would warrant overturning that. 1 minute remaining in the 4th quarter. And the Seattle Seahawks will be going for the extra point to break the tie.
Sam,
forget what happened last week in Tampa with Tampa, Carolina, and extra points.
Sam, I can't believe they called that defensive holding down there. And normally they'll give those guys a warning. Say, hey, guys, look, we're going to be looking in there close. Or you'll do it once and they'll say, hey, you know, number 66, that's enough of that. Next time you do it, I'm throwing the flag. They'll kind of warn those guys about things like that to try to just control it. The same thing with the offensive linemen. You hear it almost every play. Hey, 71, keep your arms inside, keep your hands inside.
The ruling on the field stands as called. Touchdown.
7 catches, 95 yards for Corin Robinson, all in the 2nd half, and he gets the touchdown grab. His 2nd touchdown reception, and he gets a handshake from the coach. Now,
what did we learn after last week with Tampa Bay?
With extra points. Josh Brown missed his field goal trying his last kick. This one is on the way in, dead straight. The Seattle Seahawks have taken the lead. There is 1 minute remaining. The other thing we learned on Monday night is the game is never over until the final whistle.
That lady sings.
That's it. Here's the penalty that kept this drive alive for Seattle.
Well, it's a rule they've tried to emphasize, but it happens all the time, just as offensive holding happens on every play. It certainly didn't have an effect. It certainly didn't have an effect on the rush. If he had been sacked, okay, and that held, just like holding, if you can hold away from the play on an offensive play and they don't call it, and they'll say that, well, it was away from the play, so they won't call it. If that didn't have an effect on the play, if Hasselbeck didn't get sacked,
You don't think it should be called?
absolutely not. But then again, I was a defensive lineman, right?
I understand.
No, yeah,
I understand your way of thinking. 1 minute remaining. Matt Hasselbeck leading his team down to the leading touchdown, the go-ahead score. He's 22 for 39, 256 yards. Brown kicking off. Arlen Harris waits at the 10. Harris with a return. Tripped up to the 28-yard line is where the Rams will go offensively.
Cool. Well, I can only tell you one thing. That is, right now, you hope this offense can revert back to the 2000 Rams.
Rams have 2 timeouts remaining. They start from the 29. Jeff Wilkins was clearing the crossbar from 50 yards easily in pregame warmups.
I bring the house at him.
4 wide receivers.
I wouldn't sit back.
Out of the shotgun. Swing it out to Gordon. He's got it at the shoot tops. He gets out of bounds at the 30-yard line.
I would come at them with everything I had on defense. I would not sit back and play zone coverage. I would not play prevent. Heck, they only need a good 45 yards to kick a field goal. I would come at them. I would rattle them. I would put as much pressure as I possibly could put on Marc Bulger.
Pick up on the last play of 2 yards. 48 seconds remaining. 4 wide receivers for the Rams. Lamar Gordon in the backfield. Bulger steps up. Gets out of trouble. Nobody open. He throws, and it's dropped by Dane Looker. Excuse me, that was Mike Furry. Furry dropped the pass.
Furry
brings
had
up
Looker.
3rd down.
That's the 3rd and 4th receiver, Sam, and then they have hurt the Rams. Is there any question today that some of the things that 3rd and 4th receivers have done when they've gotten in that formation haven't hurt them? That's been the problem. They have not yet replaced Hasselbeck. They've been looking for people. I mean, you can say all the great things you want about Dane Looker, and he's made some plays, but they cut him 3 times.
Here's 3rd and 8. Bulger, everybody out. He's throwing deep, way downfield for Torrey Holt, and it's incomplete. Ken Hamlin on the coverage. The ball actually hit Hamlin. I don't know if he saw the ball coming.
Nope.
But it hit him and fell incomplete.
And anyone who's sitting there saying, that's face guarding, that's face guarding, that's not face guarding. There is no face guarding in the NFL.
Holt waited, the ball a little underthrown, and Hamlin caught up to him and it hit him. So here comes 4th and 8 with 34 seconds to go. Getting to the 39 would get the Rams a 1st down. Here we go. Bulger going deep again. This time it's overthrown. Marcus Trufant had coverage on the play. And rather than go for a 1st down, Mike Martz went deep twice. And both times incomplete, and the Seahawks, for the 3rd time in their history, will go to 3-0.
Well, Sam, you asked me, were they for real at the top of the show, and I said it's a long season. But the 2 things that have jumped out at me is the quarterback, the play of the quarterback, and his devotion now to Mike Holmgren. And the other thing was their defense. And again, it was the turnovers that created the situations, and even the muff punt on special teams that gave Seattle the opportunity to win this game.
Hasselbeck takes a knee. The final seconds will tick off. And the Seattle Seahawks come from behind and defeat The St. Louis Rams 24-23. The Seahawks are 3-0. The Rams are 1-2. They will meet again in St. Louis December the 14th. A great start early in the year. The two young quarterbacks. Two outstanding receivers, Robinson and Hope. See the disappointment for Marc Bulger.
Well, it'll be interesting now to see how the Rams bounce back from this. They open the season with the same old Rams mentality. Then Kurt Warner has a disappointing game. They bench him. They play Marc Bulger. They win a game. They change offenses here today. They do some very good things. Conventional offense with running the ball. They have an injured Marshall Faulk. The defense has stepped up and played outstanding football. It'll be interesting to see what happens with them. And are the Seahawks for real? Everybody in the stadium thinks so, including all of them.
The Rams led at one point in the game, 17-7. The Seahawks with a big second half and a touchdown with a minute to go in the game defeat the St. Louis Rams 24-23. We'll be back in Seattle to wrap things up right after these messages. Sam Rosen, Bill Moss, Chris Myers back in Seattle, where the Seahawks go to 3-0 for only the third time in franchise history as they beat the Rams 24-23. The UPS leaderboard is brought to you by UPS. UPS, what can Brown do for you? Matt Hasselbeck, 22 for 39, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Sean Alexander, after the birth of his first child, a baby girl today, came to the game and rushed for 14 times for 58 yards. Corin Robinson scored the game-winning touchdown, 7 catches in the game. And now, Wachovia presents today's Uncommon Perspective. This was a big play. Defensive holding on Brian Young, holding Walter Jones. It was called. It gave Seattle a 1st and goal. And they moved in for the game-winning touchdown. This Uncommon Perspective brought to you by Wachovia. Together, we can achieve uncommon results. Seattle 3-0. They've got a bye week next week. The Rams will be home against Arizona. And another key factor, Bill, the Seahawks with a couple of takeaways, 2 interceptions. They have 12 takeaways on the season. Seahawks win it 24-23. Down to the studio to James Brown.
Michael Vick, broken right leg, a few weeks away though. This guy, he's still there. Warren Sapp, eager to get things going after that overtime loss last week to Carolina. Brad Johnson, down the sideline, Michael Pittman, 68-yard touchdown reception. Man for man coverage, excellent route by the outside receiver. Cleared out the way, 10-3 Tampa Bay. Then Warren Sapp with his 6-yard touchdown reception. There's what's that crazy love dance?
There you go, by Beyonce. There you go.
Johnson, down the center, picked off in the end zone, overthrows Peerless Price, and there's your final 31-10. It is Tampa Bay. Steve McNair, dislocated finger on his throwing hand, back this week, throws right. Drew Bennett, out route, 5-yard touchdown, 20-5. Eddie George, 100 yards rushing. Good day for Eddie George. Glad to see him back. 27-12. It's the Titans over my New Orleans Saints. Minneapolis, Detroit. Joey Harrington, young gunner out of Oregon, hoping to have a big day. Sean Bryson, though, gets things started. 5-yard great run inside, a lot of power. 7-0 Detroit. And then Dante Culpepper in the second quarter. Play action left, rolls right for Randy Moss. He's covered. He takes it inside. Culpepper for 2 yards. Injured in the back. Will leave the game. And then his backup, Gus Farad, 72-yarder down the right sideline to Kelly Campbell. Excellent job of outside, inside. Touchdown. It's all Minnesota.
Mike Tice in the locker room after the game.
Okay, 3-0. 3-0 in the division. 2 of them on the road. Man, there's only been 10 teams since 1970 that have done that. And guess what? You guys are one of them, huh? How about that?
Tom Brady, New England. The Jets looking, no one there, takes it in. Touchdown. It's New England Patriots. And what would a game be without Jimmy Johnson having a flashback? Vinny Testaverde, remember, played at Miami, lost that championship game to Penn State. I guarantee you, Jimmy, this is why you're out of coaching. Asante Samuel intercepts Vinny, 55-yard touchdown return. It's 23-16, New England over the Jets. My Steelers, Hines Ward, named after the great ketchup from Tommy Maddox out of Texas. 7-0 Steelers. Then Joey Porter, golly, talk about a gutsy performance. Got shot in the buttocks 3 weeks ago. He's back. He gets the sack. Steelers 17-10, a tough Bengal team. Peyton Manning, play action. Do it, Peyton. Set it up. You know I'm a Tennessee fan. Corner out. There it is. Finding his fella, Reggie Wayne. 2 touchdowns for Manning and Wayne on the day. 23-13, Indianapolis over Jacksonville. And then what would a highlight be without showing this guy? The most complete back in all of football. Priest Holmes, 5-yard touchdown. It's 14-7 KC on the road down in Houston. And, of course, Holmes 89 yards rushing on the day.